Hi, teachers, and welcome back to Lesson Gems. My name is Brother Lammers. I have the lesson that is scheduled for Wednesday, May the 15th, or the lesson in your seminary teacher curriculum labeled Mosiah chapters 14 through 16. Let's get right into it. Jesus Christ calls prophets to testify that he is the Redeemer and that he is the only one who can redeem us. So with this in mind, let's get into this lesson because this lesson is nearly perfect, in my opinion. But how can we help this lesson, which is so Christ-centered and so scripture-based, how can we tweak it just a little bit so that we can make it our teaching so it can be learner-focused? Because we always want to be scripture-based, Christ-centered, and learner-focused. So let me share with you how I'm going to help this to be learner-focused. In our lesson manual, it invites us to study the roles and titles of Jesus Christ. So let's look at why that is important. Invite our students to think of someone that has a role or a title or a name that helps them know who that person is or what that person does. And if you need to, give them an example of an athlete, a celebrity, an organization, or social media. I followed this guy just very recently. He's called the Deal Guy. And just by his name, you can know what he does. But he gives a little 5-minute video about what at Costco this month is a deal that you should look for. So just by his title, I know what he is going to do. And then if I learn more about him, I know why he's important or why I want to care about him. So let's look at the titles of Jesus Christ. Can I invite you to help your students get into these names and titles because they are all so good? Invite them to choose 3. But what 3 and where are they choosing from? In the description below are these 2 websites. Number 1, the church has a website that has 50 names and titles from the Bible. If you just click on it, it gives you the verse, in the reference where that title is found, where that name is found. Secondly, this website right here references the book from Susan Easton Black, The Names and Titles of Jesus Christ in the Book of Mormon. Go down to table number 2. It has table number 1, but table number 2 has the title and the reference of where it is found and how many times it is found. So please use these 2 websites, but do this. Choose 3 names or titles. Open to the reference given. Rip them apart. Study every footnote. Define it. That's in your Gospel Library app if they're on their phone. If they highlight the word, the options menu pops up. If they hit define, it will give them the definition, if that definition is applicable. And then answer the question right here. Of these many titles, why is this helpful? Why would you want to know more about this? How did this help you to understand Jesus Christ just a little bit more? So in that idea or in that direct line, now we're going to do this with Redeemer. Have them write down the word Redeemer in their journal or up on the board. Now let's define it. Let's get it in our own words. Have them define with a partner or to just practice for 10 seconds. How would you define what Redeemer means? And then let Elder Christofferson expand or give you an awesome definition of what you can all jump from. Have them write down the word Redeemer, and if either they write it or they listen to this 1-minute quote from Elder Christofferson, what does Redeemer mean? What can they learn from the word Redeemer in the title of Jesus Christ? And now, this lesson with the study prompts 1, 2, and 3 straight out of the manual is, like I said, nearly perfect. This is the best teacher manual lesson that I've seen in the entire Book of Mormon so far. And I'm a little biased because I love what is being taught, but this is just nearly perfect. Have them get into study prompts number 1, number 2, and number 3. Have them go through it. Expand upon looking for, why do we need a Redeemer? What is a Redeemer? Why is it so important to understand? Study prompt number 3, you might want to go through together. The reason being is sometimes students wonder why and how is Jesus both the Father and the Son? And in the scriptures, how do I know who is the Father and the Son? Can I offer you 2 things? Number 1, follow Jeffrey R. Holland here. Please follow this quote. Gives you some great reasons. Another way to know in the scriptures if it is God the Father speaking or Jesus Christ, God the Father testifies of his Son. He introduces his Son. And so we can go to those references. And that's where we need to know where God the Father is speaking. This is my beloved Son, whom I am well pleased. Hear him. So outside of that, you can know that it's Jesus Christ speaking 99% of the time. So again, we're not going to dive so deep into this, and we don't want to get lost in this, but it's also helpful to know that Jesus Christ emphasizes and he exemplifies the Father in his redeeming role. Lastly, please invite your students to act. Invite them to share what they've learned. Invite them to share with their friends or with their family. In your Gospel Library app, again, if they've highlighted Redeemer, if they have something on their phone, they can hit the share button. It's going to bring them to a text, or it's going to bring them to Twitter, whatever it is that they use in social media. Invite them to share what they learned about why Jesus Christ is our Redeemer. How does that help them? I love the names and titles of Jesus Christ. They help us to know and understand him better. So invite your students, if you can, to please get into these awesome titles and references of Jesus Christ, and then help them to know what it is that they can do to share that with other people and to live it. Teachers, you are incredible. I love working with you. Thank you so much for all that you do.